Hey guys, how you doing? Today I've got the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra for you, and today we will do a full tour of the smartwatch and check out every little detail. So let's start. First up, some of the specs and the design. And you have to know that you will get a huge smartwatch with the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra. Now this one is a 47mm smartwatch that weighs in at 60 grams and has a 1.5-inch Super AMOLED display. Now actually quite small compared to the overall size of the watch. But the great thing is that you have absolutely no annoying black bezels around the display like you know from basically every other smartwatch. Now this one is more like a square-shaped smartwatch with very round edges, and if you take a look from the side, you will see that the display sits slightly lower than the bezel, and you do feel it when you are rubbing over it with your fingers. Also, the bezel sits on top of the titanium frame, which is super durable, just like the sapphire crystal front and back side. On the side, you will also find 3 physical buttons, of which all 3 are customizable. The lower button takes you back to the previous page or shows you the recent opened apps. The home button will open up the voice assistant or will open up any of your apps, and the quick button will open up your exercises by default, but it can also start your stopwatch, it turns on the torch, or starts the water lock. So like always, very customizable like on the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7. Now the Samsung Watch Ultra is, by the way, only compatible with Android smartphones. It is water resistant up to 100 meters and is 12mm thick, which is a lot. You will definitely feel this weight in the night during your exercises, and you are more likely to bump into something when you turn around the corner. What you also need to know is that you have a rather thick 24mm band. Samsung calls it Easy Water Drain Marine Band, and I guess it's pretty much self-explaining. As for the battery life, I really thought the Samsung Watch Ultra is ultra, but it's actually pretty normal. You got a 590mAh battery inside of this watch, which will last for about 2 to 3 days on your normal usage, and that's with the always display mode enabled, auto brightness, some messages here and there, half an hour GPS workout, and of course I had all of the health trackers running as well. So certainly better than the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7, but I wouldn't call it ultra. It's enough for a weekend trip, but for anything longer, you should bring your charger. Also, the charging speed isn't overwhelming. It takes roughly 2 full hours to fully charge it. Now if you need a little bit more battery life, you can toggle on the power saving mode, which turns off some of the features, and there is even a watch only mode, which will only give you the time. So let's get over to all of the features this watch has to offer. Now, like with all Samsung smartwatches, you have an haptic bezel with which you can scroll through your tiles, you can scroll up and down in your app menu or in your workouts. Also, your watch faces are great on here. On the Watch Ultra, you will get super mini watch faces by default and in the watch face store. Starting from normal digital and analog watch faces to some with animations, and some are even packed with metrics. But then there are also the Ultra watch faces that come with a night mode. These can be toggled on or off, or they turn on automatically if it's dark outside. Like this, the watch face will turn red and black, and you should be able to read the display a little bit better. Since this watch also has a built-in mic and a speaker, you also get the Bixby or the Google Voice Assistant. Bixby is set by default, but you can also change it to the Google Voice Assistant, which works a lot better in my experience. And then you can go ahead and ask all of your questions like how was the weather, you can do some simple calculations, or ask for a nice cooking recipe. Then there's also the phone feature with which you can start, answer, and decline calls directly from your watch. And I do gotta say that the quality of the speaker and the mic is pretty good. Like usual, you have the Google Play Store and 32 gigs of internal storage, which is more than enough for all kinds of apps, and you can also download music to this watch via Spotify or Amazon or any other music streaming app. And then you can go ahead and listen to them offline afterwards. A small cool tip is that if you have multiple apps running at the same time, like your workout, a timer, or something else, on your home display you will find a small icon at the bottom end of the display, and with this one you can quickly swap between those apps. Next, we have the messages and the notifications. And of course, you will get all of the notifications right on the watch, and you can even toggle some notifications off in the settings of your smartphone. And as for your messages, you can reply with a quick reply, which are customizable. You can write down your text on the keyboard. There is an emoji, and you can even send back voice messages, which is probably the easiest way to answer to messages. And then you can even download WhatsApp, and you can check your chat history or even start conversations from over here. Next up, the health tracking section, and you will find a whole lot on the Samsung Watch Ultra. First up, your normal all-day heart rate monitor that will track your min and max heart rate, resting range, and you also get alerts for high and low heart rates. You have the normal stress and SpO2 tracker. We have the newly added H-index, which gives you a sense of your metabolic health. you have the body readiness and some Samsung exclusive, which are the ECG and the blood pressure measurement. Both are great features and I like them a lot. For the ECG test, you only have to press your fingers for a couple of seconds on one of your buttons, and after half a minute you will get the result. As well as we have the body composition, which will track things like your BMI, BMR, fat mass, and body water, and we have the sleep tracker. Now this will track your sleep time and you will get a sleep score based on some of the sleep factors like your mental and physical recovery. It will also track your different sleep cycles and the SpO2 level during the night. Now let's get over to the workouts and the built-in GPS. Now this watch is perfectly suitable for all kinds of normal and extreme sports, since this one is very doable and you get lots of different sport modes. You got the normal ones like you got the swimming, cycling, hiking and other ball sports, but you also have different running courses like fat burning, endurance runs, plus you got a multisport tile. Now on this one you can start your duo and triathlons, or you can even do an aquathlon, and right here you can set different targets for each sport, and of course you can customize the workout display on all of your workouts with up to 6 different metrics. As for the built-in GPS, the Samsung Watch Ultra is very accurate. One of the most accurate smartwatch I've ever tested. It gets every turn you make with a sharp cut. It is always on track, on the correct side of the street. You're not wandering through lakes and buildings, and if you need a good GPS smartwatch, the Samsung Watch Ultra should be on your list. And guys, there we have it. Now like always, I will leave the link to the watch down below in the description, and I guess with that one being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.